Hello, everybody, and thank you for coming to my performance. I suppose you were expecting to see me in real life and doing something like people stop fighting, angels are crying. Pew, pew. So, welcome to the late night show. Everything is fine. Nobody is happy. And it's me, Natalia Oliferovich. Take a seat, chill out, and enjoy. Time for breaking news. On a Volyn border, custom officers inspected a bus traveling from Kyiv to Warsaw through Yagodin. During the search, a dog sniffed out in one of the passengers some extremely dangerous substance, namely 1.00002 grams of Y chromosome and half of the gram of masculine energy. The passenger's DNA was confiscated and sent for examination. That woman was Natalia Oliferovich. So for now, I can't go out of the country. But that was an interesting twist of this story. Because through these 3 months, while I'm in Ukraine, I came here in May, and I was invited to perform around same time. I was thinking and talking a lot regarding topic of how is it to be a queer in Ukraine today, if there's any changes since the beginning of the war, what's the new layers around. And one of the most intense thing which was constantly happening around me with my friends, with my male friends, it's a bussification.
Bussification is an ironic neologism that emerged in the Ukrainian information space during the full-scale Russian invasion. It refers to situations where military and law enforcement officers forcefully put men of conscription age into buses, minibuses, buses, and take them to recruitment centers.
And I was pretty confused because first time in my life, I came with the idea that I don't want people to put on me any labels that I'm a woman or I'm a man. I'm just a human. But there was like, I mean, to be a woman seems like I'm now having some benefits. I was going home in a curfew time, what is forbidden. And then the police car was passing by me and they just passed. And I was like writing it into my notes, like, oh my God, I'm going to curfew time and the police just passed by me. Is it because I'm a woman? And that was the first time when I was having this question, not in a way that somebody hurted me, but in a way that I didn't get into the trouble because I'm a woman. So I was pretty confused. What does this gender equality looks like? How does the queer community feel like in Ukraine? Because when I was asked to make a performance, I was like, I'm a person who is living here just for 3 months. And mostly I'm in my pretty nice German bubble. But here is something different is going on. So for our late night show, I invited a nymph. So, especially for this show, no, for so especially for this show, I took some interviews which I want to share with you.
My name is Sasha. My pronouns are she, them. I am a fashion creator. Really hard to find an answer for that because at least I'm a woman. Yeah. And at least I have a right, like to travel, at least. So, and it's it's really pity to say that sometimes I use it like my woman rights. At least I can be called here, like at least if I was a boy, I was quite in dangerous here. I was having a lot of pressure here, but I'm still like I'm free to do with my body whatever I want, and I'm still like have ability to a little bit to travel, not maybe abroad, but at least I can be feel safe in Ukraine here. And we heard from a lot of men that's like they don't want to go out, like they don't want to leave the country. They just want to go and travel and see something different, like see the ocean. When you something you can focus on something else, and I'm focusing on what I'm doing right now and what like this situation could give it to me, like being part of the queer community. They give me lots of opportunity to do something, here, and be, like um in the middle of the center when it's changing, where is world is actually changing.
But why? Why can't I leave the country? I want to be free. I want to choose what I want to do. I want to choose, do I want to fight or don't I want to fight? But let me clarify something. It's not that I'm putting myself into the position which the most of the men are experiencing now in Ukraine for this almost 4 years with not being able to go out from the country and also not being able to move freely inside the country. It's simply dangerous. You can be catched and sent to the front lines, so better to stay at home. And I have no idea how does it feel. I could just imagine, and I could be empathetic. I think that's the big part of the queer community. It's the big power of that is to be empathetic. Seems like if I would have an option to choose, I won't choose to be a man in Ukraine, right? My name is Sai. Him pronounces. I'm transgender. When the war started, I still had my old documents and my dead name and everything. You can stay as it is if you want, or you can continue your transition. And I decided to continue no matter what. Think it's about a body because it's enough if you have male documents. Or if you have male documents and you don't have a dick, you are not a soldier. You need to be disqualified. I don't know. In fact, this law is not working for transgenders. Uh, it's only for those who have been born male with
with a definition. And if you changed your gender, this law is not for you. So you still can be taken to the war without your, I don't know, agreement.
So for now, did I get you right? So for now, you're still in transition, and that's why you can't go to fight even if you want, or...
Якщо ти трансгендерний хлопець, ти маєш проходити ВЛК. Якщо ти це не зробиш за власною волею і не підеш проходити ВЛК, тебе, скоріш за все, бусифікують рано чи пізно. Ось. Busification is an ironic neologism that describes the forced loading of men of military age on the streets into minibuses, buses, by representatives of the military and law enforcement agencies to take them to recruitment centers during mobilization. The term is derived from the colloquial name for a bus or busik, and is used in the Ukrainian information space. Якщо ти за своєю волею йдеш проходити ВЛК, то ти маєш бути списаний в будь-якому випадку за статтею про те, що у тебе немає повноцінного функціонального пеніса. Навіть якщо ти інтерсекс людина, то ти теж підпадаєш під це, бо там є певне визначення. Ось. Але в моєму випадку я стикнувся з тим, що хірург мені сказав, що це працює тільки для тих людей, які були народжені чоловіками. Зараз прийняли МКХ-11. Відповідно, трансгендерність депатологізується. Трансгендерність не є причиною для того, щоб не служити. Є стаття, за якою списують чоловіків, у яких є ушкодження статевої системи, тобто у них не, якщо там поранення умовно в районі паха, то вони мають бути списані. Да, якщо ти трансгендерний хлопець, то на тебе нібито це правило не діє, і ти не можеш бути списаний за цією статтею. Так мені сказали в Сумах. Хоча юрист каже, що за цією статтею мали би списувати трансгендерних хлопців. Тобто це дискримінація багатоетапна.
Ще більш нашарувань до того, що вже було, а тут ще просто якісь ще нові сайт-квести виникають.
Да.
На постійній основі. Тому що ти хочеш воювати?
Те, щоб я хотів, взагалі, напевно, мало хто прям хоче йти на війну конкретно, але я хотів, щоб все було по справедливості. Ось.
One side, I don't want to be identified as a woman, as a man. I don't want that. But from other side, there's strict rules with which you have a certain obligations. If you have a passport and you're Ukrainian, if you have a male passport and you're Ukrainian. So, everything is unclear, as it's supposed to be, I suppose. And let's connect to another part of our world, which is the Western Europe. And there is our reporter, Serhiy, right from the back.
An artist and activist. I was born and raised in Mariupol. And I'm really happy to see that Ukrainian queer community found its place here in Berlin and that we're shining. And when I left Ukraine in late May 2022, it felt like a blessing because it felt like there is no possible way for me to live in a country where there's war. And if I have a penis, then I have to go and fight, possibly die. I know it's a lame position probably, but that's my truth, and I don't see myself in a position of a warrior. I see myself in a position of a helper. That was super interesting for me to read that now you are in the position of being of someone with a penis that's not allowed to leave Ukraine, but you have not a penis. That's weird, and that's something that we should talk about. There is no gender equality if you're saying, okay, you have this chromosome set, so you're staying in the country, and you have another set of chromosomes, so you are free to go whatever you want, and you are free to save your soul, to save your life from the war.
I was thinking, so maybe the way to go out it can be to get sick or weak or broken or something like that. Then I could be free and
My name is Pavlo. I am 23 years old. My pronouns are he, him, and I am a Ukrainian queer artist and painter. And now we have much more demands, and they are like the society is divided to military and non-military people, and queer people are expected to even like work harder for to achieve victory, so they can be like tolerated and achieve their rights only if they are like useful for society and for victory. Nowadays, men also like suffer from patriarchy very much because that's the system they originally created, and they suffer from it even more today because of war. Because of my health issues, I can leave the country, and when I do so, I always feel very great shame. I always feel like I'm not worth it, and I should stay and suffer like everyone else and go to the front line and stuff like this. It's a big inner shame because of simply existing.
Okay. No panic. No panic. No panic. It's a lot of information. But everything is fine. Nobody is happy. 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 Everything is fine. Nobody is happy.